Hello, and welcome back to a new episode. In this episode, I want to talk to you about what it is that you can do if you feel that you are falling a bit behind in life. Because you know what? It is a new year, and this is usually the time of the year where people get really hopeful about what the new year is going to bring and all the opportunities. But I've actually been talking to many people who don't feel as optimistic about life. And at the same time, it can be that maybe you look around, you see the lives of your friends, you see the lives of the people that you follow on Instagram, and you feel that they are so much more ahead than you are in life. And because of that, well, maybe you have all these judgment about yourself, about your path, about how you are doing. And especially if maybe you are now at a point where you feel that maybe it's time to switch up things. Maybe you are thinking about making a career change. Maybe you really feel called to figure out what it is that your soul purpose is so that you can step into that purpose. Maybe you want to, quit your job, start a business, and start doing the thing that you really feel that you are meant to do. But in order for you to do that, it can feel that you first have to take a step back. And because of that, maybe you feel that you are falling behind in life. Now, what is it that you can do about that so that you will feel better and so that you can be on your journey, be where you are in life with confidence, with ease, with joy, and with pleasure, but also just to make it a bit easier? I'm going to talk about all of this in today's episode. And before I dive into, well, the things that have helped me and my tips, I do want to also say that I totally recognize this feeling because I decided to quit my job as a lawyer when I was almost 30. And that is especially the time in people's life where, you just have your first job or you've been having your first job for a while now. So you get into a point where you are able to make some steps in your career. Maybe you are able to buy a house, to get married, to maybe even have children. And I really felt at that point that instead of, well, taking those steps forwards, quote unquote, as people who are 30 ish tend to do, I was taking steps back because I took a big cut in my income, with as a result that buying a house wasn't on the radar. Getting married, I mean, you can have a big, small wedding, but I always dream of a big wedding that fell off the radar because of the choices that I made. And I do recognize that feeling that you are behind in life. And to be honest, I still do. I have my own business and it is going well, but it is also challenging because there are also months where it's not going so well. And then it is challenging. And I do also think, well, if I would have just stayed in my stable job, I would not be having these problems. I probably would be having other types of problems, but that is not what I think of in that moment. And when I see people still, buying houses, especially in Amsterdam where I live, it's not an easy or cheap thing to do, and it's not something that I am doing at the moment. It can feel that I've taken some wrong turns somewhere. But at the same time, you do need to know and you do need to understand, if you recognize this feeling, that you are on your path. It is your unique path. And if I look at the people, like my friends and everything, most of them, they're not entrepreneurs. They haven't gone through a period where they got burned out, where they had that dark night of the soul that I often also talk about, where they had to decide to change their lives, to make other choices. And that is their path, and this is my path. And I hope that you can also really feel that for yourself, that you are on your path. And just maybe because your path is different, or because you are moving slower or in a different way, that does not mean that you are doing anything wrong. It means that you are on a different path. And chances are, since you have that desire to know what it is that your soul purpose is, chances are that you came on this earth to be different, to walk a different path. It is not for everyone to wonder, what is my soul purpose? What am I here to do? It is not for everyone to break away from everything that is normal, that is expected, quote unquote. That is only for some people, but that is also a path that is valid, that is amazing, that is allowed to be there. And I do want you to, well, realize that and recognize that as well. And then I hope that, the tips that I'm going to give you right now are also going to help you to just shift your mindset a little bit so that you no longer look at your situation as you being behind, but that you are actually able to celebrate the path that you're on. And I really want to invite you to come back to this episode as many times as you need, because following your path, even just going through life, it is something of ups and downs. And you'll have days where you feel that you are on top of the world. And there are probably going to be days where you do feel that you are behind in life. And you are looking on Instagram and you're seeing all these people doing amazing things that maybe you are not doing right now. And you feel that you are missing out, that you are doing something wrong. Especially in those moments, come back to this episode to remind you that you are exactly where you need to be. You can trust that you came on this earth with a plan, with a mission. Your soul had a mission for you to fulfill as you came on this earth. And you can rest assured that your soul and the universe are conspiring to make sure that you are doing what it is that you need to be doing. Maybe you are still growing, maybe you are still evolving, maybe you are still learning things that you need to learn so that you can become the person who you are meant to be. This is all part of your path, and I truly believe that everything that you are doing and that you are going through, it will not be in vain. So, having said that, what are some tips? What are some things that you can do if you feel that you are falling behind to, well, help you feel better and to honor your path? The first thing, and it's a really important one, even though it maybe feels like an open door, as we say in Dutch, stop comparing yourself. And I mean this, really stop doing this. Because if you look long and hard enough, you will always find someone who has greener grass than you do. But besides the fact that you don't even know if what you are seeing is also how they are experiencing their reality, or if it's even reality, if it's not even fake, but it doesn't even matter. Comparing yourself to other people is not what's going to help you. It will take you away from your essence, because instead of focusing your energy and time on yourself and figuring out what you are meant to do, how you are going to, well, create the path that you are meant to walk, how you're going to do the things that you are meant to do, instead of putting your time in that, you're putting all your focus and energy on comparing yourself to a stranger on Instagram or comparing yourself to a friend, with as a result that you do not feel good. And that is not going to help you. Finding your path, doing what you are meant to do, is easier when you feel great. So comparing yourself to others, while you know that that is not going to make you feel good, that is not helpful. That is sabotaging your success and your purpose, basically. And that is, of course, not what you want. And I really see comparing yourself as a distraction of your essence, your soul purpose, well, what you are here to do. That is your essence. And stop spending time on things that take you away from that essence. And that is actually something that is really a big theme for me. How can I minimalize more so that I can spend more time with my essence? Because that is so important. And comparing yourself, falling into a trap of comparing yourself to others, is taking you away from that essence. So instead, turn that direction and focus onto yourself and onto what it is that you need to develop and continue on the path that you are walking currently. Then the second thing, and that is actually a nice segue into it, is just focus on your inside world. Because what you need to understand is that success, there's no such thing as success. It is a state of mind. It's not a tangible thing. Even if you are as poor as a dog, but in your mind you tell yourself that you are successful, and then you are. And you can have the best career, you can have millions on your bank, or whatever it is that is successful to you. But still you can feel that you are a failure. Success is a state of mind. Yeah. And have that also means that having it all together, being behind in life or being ahead in life or being on track, is also a state of mind. If you tell yourself that you are behind in life, then, well, you will feel like you are behind in life. If you can tell yourself that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are exactly where you need to be. It is a way of looking at things and talking to yourself and reprogramming or programming your mind. That is what it all comes down to. Success and happiness, it's all an inside job. It's not something that is created by the outside world. Even though it can feel that if you have that job, that car, that house, then that is what will make you happy. It won't. It won't. Think of a time when you thought that reaching a goal was going to help you to feel better, and then you reached that goal and then you still felt the same. That is because it was an external thing, and a thing that you need to be healing, that you need to be focusing on, that you need to be pouring your time and energy in, is that inside world. And doing a practice of something like daily gratitude, for example, daily affirmations, those things will help you to focus on that inside world, to feel good on the inside, so that it doesn't even matter whatever else is going on in your outside world. That is the most important. Yeah, because your life won't magically change once you've hit those milestones that are all in the outside world. It is a job of focusing on the inside world. Then, as a third, it's also really important to know and believe that it is absolutely okay to take the road less traveled. Because the world needs pioneers. It needs people who are doing things in a different way. It needs people who say, I cannot keep up with the shenanigans of the world, of office life, of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. The world needs more people to wake up to their purpose, to wake up to their soul, to their essence, so that the world can become a better, more peaceful, and more beautiful place. And that means that there are a couple of people who need to be brave to go first. And if you are listening to this, if you are watching this, then this is a sign that, well, you are one of those pioneers. You need to go first. You need to pave the way for other people to come behind you, to also have that courage, to show them what it is that is possible. And if Steve Jobs, for example, decided to not think in a different way, to not do things in a different way, then we would now not have all these amazing Apple products. If he had decided to just keep doing the things that how they were already being done, then he would not have revolutionized technology. But he was taking the road less traveled. And I was okay. And now that is more than okay. Know that it's okay to go against the grain. In a world where everyone is going right, go left. That's okay. That is okay. And then also remember why it is that you are doing this in the first place. You are taking this road less traveled. You are doing things in a different way because, well, you want to know what it is that your purpose is and you want to step into it and do amazing things. So do keep your eyes on on the prize. 6, 7 years ago, when I, I had to think, when I just changed my career, left my job as a lawyer, as I said, I also fell into the trap of comparison. I also wondered, is this really something that I'm going to do? But I kept my eye on the prize, and I keep keeping my eye on the prize. On the days where it's tough, on the days where I think, oh my goodness, shouldn't I just go back and get a regular job? I keep my eyes on the prize, why it is worth it. Why it is worth it. Because you also need to realize that if you don't do this, if you do what everyone else is doing, even though that doesn't feel good, what is that going to bring you? What will life then look like? If you stay in that job, if you, well, maybe even stay in a relationship, whatever it is, just so that you can feel like you are ahead or on track because other people are doing that as well. What will that bring you? If you already know that it doesn't fit, then there doesn't make absolutely any sense to stay on that track, to be doing that. And I think that you know that too. That is probably why you tuned in today. And then something that is also really important, and I'm almost done, is to know that, we are all just winging it. It can seem like some people have it all together, but we're all just winging it because there's no such thing as life's playbook with all its rules that says what steps you should be taking to get from A to C. We are all just winging it. And it means that some people are winging it and are now hitting certain milestones maybe sooner than others. We don't know, but we are all just trying to make the best of it. And we all have our own versions of what is best, of what is good. So, it can even be that that there are people who are admiring you for where you are, what it is that you are doing. So do remember that we are all just doing our best. And no one is better than the other. Even if you are as poor as a dog or as rich as whoever the richest person in the world is. And everything that is in between. Now, what also helps is to take action at the end of the day. It does help to, know where you are, why you are doing it, keeping your eyes on the prize. But then do get into action mode. And that does mean that you will have to take steps towards, getting to where it is that you want to be. And if it is that you would like to know what your soul purpose is, and maybe even how they can help you to change careers, to start your own meaningful business, and to fully transform your life into one that you love and that is in touch with close to your essence, and that helps you doing something that is impactful and meaningful, then I would really love to invite you to sign up for my upcoming masterclass. Because in it, I'm going to share with you how you can uncover your purpose and how you can turn it into a meaningful business. And I will link to the sign up page below, or in the show notes, or in the comments, depending on where you are listening to this. So do sign up. It's 100% free. As I'm recording this, the upcoming one is on the 19th of January 2022. But I will be doing this more. So maybe if you are watching this in the future or listening to this in the future, there will be a new date. So do sign up for this because I do want to help you. And being present on that masterclass will help you to join me live. So sign up for the masterclass if that is something that you feel called to do, if it feels that it's something that resonates. I'd love to see you there. And I hope that this episode has helped you. And as always, if there are any questions, know that you can always reach out. I always love to hear from you. And I look forward to talking to you again soon in my next episode. Bye.